I'm opening.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome everybody. Today we're gonna begin in few seconds this show. We're gonna be airing today in the Facebook Live in HOD Radio World Network, and at the same time in Audio Room in LinkedIn. So I see people that are coming to the audience. We're gonna leave some seconds that the people continue joining. Alison, you want to say something?
Just want to say welcome again to everyone who is joining in, and of course, looking forward to this wonderful show, Jose. You know, there is so much to be gained here every week. So for those who are on, just share the link with somebody while you are here, as we look forward.
Okay, thank you. I am having some heart here in the HOD Radio Network. So we had somebody called Food for Your Soul Inspiration. Thank you. I don't know who is behind that name, but it's very nice, and he's sending a lot of hearts here in the Facebook Live. We having here Shirley, we're having Basil, Charito, Sahil. We're gonna let people be joining. So we're gonna be talking today, as we do every week. What I do for those that don't follow this show, please begin to follow, connect to my newsletter, because what I do is that I do a weekly newsletter called Building Resilience, where I talk about leadership and resilient topics. And I try to talk things that are trending, things that are part of the trending topics, and what I do is that in that newsletter that I publish, then I go and this every Monday, like today, at AM Central Time, I do this radio show and audio live audio room in LinkedIn called Building Resilience, the same as the newsletter. And I talk about the topic that I wrote in the newsletter, and that's what we're going to talk today. So we try to give some vision of the topic. Normally, I talk about 5 main subject of that topic. And why 5? Because 5 is very easy to understand. Always can be much more, but I always try to concentrate myself in 5. I go through those 5 topics. I try to explain them. I try to put things that you can do to do them or to prevent them. And then I try to put a case study and mention an authority in that matter, a subject matter expert, so you can go and then have more information regarding to that. I try to do this in a segment of around 30 minutes. And after those 30 minutes, I open the mics, so I give the opportunity to the audience to come to the stage and exchange their own vision, give comments, maybe make questions. We're here ready to answer any questions. So that is basically the format of the show. So let's begin. Let's begin. And thank you that I'm seeing here Sahil, I'm seeing Shirley, I'm seeing Charito, Dr. Fortune, I'm seeing Basil, I'm seeing Sharon, Tusneldi, Curtis, Andrew Bright, Christina, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. Great guy. Follow Matthew. He's an authority in AI, ethics in the AI. He always is posting wonderful posts related to things to put you to think about the ethics in the AI. So very, very insightful the information that always Matthew is sharing. We're having here Nisha too coming. And our topic of this week is going to be 2025 vision, how to set and achieve your most ambitious goals. That was the name, the title of the newsletter, and it's going to be the topic that we're going to talk today. So 2025 is in the corner. In a couple of months, we're going to be in 2025. And thinking in 2025, By the way, yesterday I in my church, in my church service, our pastor was talking about 2025, about the goals of 2025. So very aligned with this, because I posted this newsletter was Saturday, so he was talking of this was yesterday. We didn't talk, but he was talking about this, that sometimes people believe that because the year end is coming, there's nothing more to do. So people sometimes have set goals during this year, 2024, and they see today coming November, and sometimes they see that their goals have not been achieved. And sometimes that drives you to depression, anxiety, because maybe you think that your year has not been what you have ambitioned. But I'm gonna come here to say you something. There's still 60 days more coming for the end of the year. So you still have time to achieve your goals. And there is something that, I'm a religious guy, I'm a guy that really has faith. And when you have faith in God, He can amuse you. He can surprise you how things can happen. So never give up. Never lose that faith, and always keep pursuing. Always keep pursuing. This is always something that I recommend to the people. When you have set some dreams and you have ambitions, go for it. No matter how many times you have failed, how many times you have fallen, stand up and keep going. Stand up and keep going. And at some point, you will success. The pastor was talking about that yesterday. From a spiritual point of view, when you get that connection, is you have dreamed something that in the future already happened. Because this is something that is part of your reality in your future. So when you really realize that you need and you feel that your dreams have to be accomplished, you're going to do it. If you pursue, you're going to do it. So this is a recommendation that I give to anybody that's hearing this and anybody that hears the recording. Never give up and pursue your dreams, because sometimes when the people fail or fall, thinks that's all, that's it. and maybe can be the beginning. By the way, my pastor, he was talking yesterday, and that's very true. The most successful people in the world have failed not only one, several times before being successful. It's like a pattern that you have to fail, you have to fall, you have to have setback to accomplish and to be where you at the end want to be. So this is a strong recommendation to anybody. So now we're in the corner of 2025. So let's talk about your goals for 2025. So I put the title that to set and achieve your most ambitious goals. Talking about ambition goals doesn't mean they are not achievable. So this is very important, because sometimes we set some goals that are too high, too difficult to accomplish. So try to do baby steps, begin doing baby steps. And when you find that you are accomplished baby steps, that will give you confidence. So this is the first thing that I can recommend to anybody. When you set your goals for next year, try to do things that are achievable. Don't try to achieve things that they're going to be difficult for you to achieve, because that will drive you to anxiety. That will drive you to depression because you didn't accomplish your goals. So be realistic when you set your goals. So when we're approaching to the year end, I'm going to mention 5 things that you have to set to set your 2025 goals. The first thing that I'm going to say here is this: reflect on your past year. That means this 2024. This is a good time to see what happened in this year in your life or in your business. When you begin to see what happened this year in a very honest way, thinking, okay, what happened? What were my success? Where were my failures? What I did wrong? What I did good? You can begin to have lesson learned, and that will be a strong foundation for next year. So this is the first thing that you have to do. So you have to try to write down the list of success that you have this year, and write down the failures that you have this year, and try to understand, if you had those failures, what were the reasons, what happened. So try to focus in those skills that you have that made you be successful, and try to think about the action that you need to take to make those failures be successful in the future. So having that feedback, reflecting what happened in the past, it will be good, because that will be a great foundation for next year. No? This is my first recommendation that you have to follow. Before we continue, I'm going to say that we continue having people coming to here. We have here Tia Romero, Dr. Arshad. Dr. Arshad, follow Dr. Arshad. He's a authority in leadership, and a lot of wisdom. I love always his chair. I love always his post. He had a show on Sunday. He changed it to do it this Thursday. So I'm going to be this Thursday also following him. He's always very, very supportive. We have Priyanka, we have Matthew, Nisha, Christina, Cheryl, Tusnide, Curtis, Andre, Sahil, Shirley, Dr. Fortune, Basil. And here in Radio Network, we have Abdul, we have Douglas, we have Joy, we have Maria, we have Lorena, we have Joshua, we have Sonja, we have Ashar, Brittany, Troy, Connor, Donette, Daniel. Daniel is the administrator of the channel. Thank you, Daniel, for being always so supportive. Mark Olegario. And we have Food for Our Soul. I love that name, Food for Our Soul. So we have a pretty decent audience here, and thank you for always be supportive, and continue not only coming, talk with others about this show. This is a very honest show that I do every week, because I try to share. Yesterday I was talking with a friend, and he was telling me, hey Jose, I love what you do, because you have some knowledge and you try to share with others. But that is part of the life, try to share the things that you know, and try to help others, to achieve their dreams. So this is part of my journey. So we were talking about reflecting on the past, or what happened in the past year. That means this year, 2024. This is the first thing that you have to do to set your goals. Then comes the second one. This is the most beautiful thing. Visualize your ideal future. And here's where I come, what I was talking in the beginning. Pursue your dreams. So when you visualize what you believe is going to be your ideal future, you will achieve it at the end, because if you strongly believe, if you have faith, you will achieve those goals. Because remember, the faith is the understanding that those things that you don't see, you don't know why, but you know they're going to happen. So that is the faith. So when you visualize your ideal future, now you have a roadmap that you will follow to achieve those goals. So when you reflect in mind, when you imagine, you begin to visualize. There are not only your daydreams. It can be daydreaming, but at the same time, it's a powerful tool, because it gives you clarity and purpose. And this is very important, because when you are clear in what you want to be in the future, when you visualize what you want to be in the future, that will give you a powerful tool, because now you will have clarity and you will have purpose. And having purpose is so important in life. Find your purpose. This is something very important. Find your purpose. Why you're here in the world. Everybody has a purpose in life. So find your purpose. When you find your purpose, now you know what moves you, what is your calling. So this is very important. So create a vision board. I did it. I have it here. When this year began in January 1st, the first thing I did, I create a vision board. I create a vision board where I had my goals in the financial area, in the family area, in the business area, in the health area, in the life area, and even in the entertainment area. So I listed the thing that I wanted to achieve this year. I was reading yesterday my board, and I can say that I achieved 100% my goals this year. So I'm very, very proud, very, very grateful that I had that opportunity, that I could achieve those goals. Because again, when you are connected with God, when you really are connected with your purpose, you will find the path. And you will begin to see things that even will surprise you, how things can happen in your life. So visualize that. And when you visualize it, it becomes your faith, your daydreams. Now you have clarity and purpose. And go and revisit those visions every month. Every month, go back and see how you're doing. Because what will allow you to, when you go back every month, you can adjust. Because remember that are not in rock. That are not writing in rock. So you can always be making tweaks in your plans. And maybe it's something you have it to be done before the other thing, but now you see the opportunity that you can have some low-hanging fruit and achieve a goal. You can make tweaks in your plans. So go back every month and see how you're going in your plans and adjust them, make the adjustment. But always thinking that, remember, clarity and purpose, very important. The third thing that you have to do to achieve your goals for next year is break down your goals in a manageable steps. Don't do things in a complex way, a complicated way. Do things in a very simple way, a simple way that you can simply have a way that you can follow them in a very simple way, and in a way that you can manage them, that you can follow it very easily. So when you set those goals, don't do it in a complicated way, because that can maybe overwhelm you. It can overwhelm you because now you don't know how to handle this. So do simple things. Do it simple. And try to do it on a quarterly basis, so you can have monthly follow-up, but you can have like a quarterly comparison how the reality is against your goal. So you can make like a check and balance every quarter. So you can begin to do these small steps and begin to do those check and balance, and that allow you to keep in track. So when you do this, you can keep in track. And try to use, today there are a lot of digital tools. You know, I remember that back in the days when I began working, we did there was something like a spreadsheet that we had to use and having the created pound methods, very, very complex. Today they are very easy tools. You know, that you write down, you fill up the forms with your goals, and you can have follow-up very easily. So go back and have a tool, a planner. There are some free versions that you can have in Google and anywhere. And those planners, those digital tools will keep you be organized, and even can give you reminders, you know, when you're hitting goals, and celebrate those small victories. Don't be hard with you. It's baby steps. If you celebrate those small victories, that will give you more confidence. You will have more confidence that you're achieving the goals. So remember, see what happened in this year. Reflect what happened in this year. Visualize the future. with clarity and purpose, and break those goals in a manageable way. Then comes the fourth tool, that is do priority to the resilience and the flexibility. Why priority to the resilience and the flexibility? Because the first thing that you have to understand that, and I have talked here extensively about this leadership and resilience are very tight. I cannot imagine a leader today that is not a resilient leader. That's why I'm a leadership and resilience coach, because I truly believe those two tools are connected. Having leadership skills by having resilience, it makes you a strong leader. And this is something that people that maybe doesn't know me, and doesn't know, maybe you're hearing me every week here, but you don't know the situation that I went through. I'm gonna say, for those that doesn't know me, because I was a former oil and gas executive. I was a CEO of a company, an oil and gas company called Silco Petroleum, but I went through a hostage situation 7 years ago in 2017, and my hostage situation lasted 5 years. So I tested my leadership skills during those 5 years. Even that I did more than 3 decades of leadership positions in the oil and gas, because I did a lot of leadership positions, but the true leadership skills I tested during that captivity. And today I have a speech that you can go and see my speech that I did 1 week ago in Detroit, where I talked about this, that the true leadership is not in the boardrooms, is not in the strategic sessions, it's not in a big business meeting. The true leadership is tested when you are going to an event in your life that it pushes you from your comfort zone, and in that moment is that you will test your real leadership skills, because in that moment is that you will need to have the tools to navigate that uncertainty. So you will need to be adapted to the situation. You will need to be determined. No matter what you're going in your life, you're going to keep going. You need to be resilient on the situation. And the most important thing, that you are going to be tested, your leadership, because you are going to have to help yourself and help the others to navigate under the uncertainty. That's what a true leader does. So that's why the resilience is very important in the leadership. And not only the resilience, the flexibility, the adaptability. In today's world, being adaptive is one of the most important skills that a leader has to have. Because picture this is a world and evolving, changes every day. Today is a reality, the eruption of the AI. We have here in the States Matthew Kilkenny, that he's an expert in AI, and he always is talking about this, how the AI has been evolving in a so fast pace that is even scary. It's even scary the way AI is. I'm a fan. I'm gonna say it. I'm a fan using ChatGPT and other tools that help my work do it more fast. But at the same time, it's scary, because today I can write it down to ChatGPT, write me a description of who I am, and it describes me perfectly. So now ChatGPT knows me even better than my wife. Has all my characteristics. ChatGPT has created a full profile of me, because every time you're using, the AI is sucking your brain. So I'm not saying that it's good or bad. It's a reality. It's a reality. So, but this is something that you need to understand, that this is today's world. So a leader has to be adapted to those changes. See, if you are not adapted, you're gonna fail. If you have a business and you don't adapt to the changes, you are gonna fail. Unfortunately, this is the reality. If you like it or not, this is the reality. So you have to, for your goals of next year, you have to prioritize your resilience and your adaptability. Because if you set some goals, but for some reason the situation has changed, you have to change your goals. As simple as that. As simple as that. The good thing is that when you had set your goals and you track it in a monthly basis and you make a quarterly assessment, you can have a roadmap how you're going through it. You can have a check and balance, and you can have your adaptations of that situation, and have that resilience that if something is going wrong, you're having setback, keep going. Have a growth mindset, no matter what situation are going in your business, in your life. So my strong recommendation to everybody here is that when you set your 2025 goals, be prepared that sometime the situation are going to change. It would be great if you can achieve all those goals, but maybe the situation can change. Don't feel bad, because that's the reality. When you have a growth mindset, you adapt to the situation that you're going through. So this is very important. I'm going to continue saying hello to people that are coming to the stage. I have here a Psych, we have Platine, we have Myland, we have Lisa Febek, we have Michael, we have Kebitsi, Habib, we have Pratishka, we have Tia, we have Nisha, we have Matthew, Priyanka, Dr. Ashad, Tunisdel, Curtis, Andrew, Christine, Cheryl, Basil, Dr. Fortune, Shirley. And we have here in Facebook, as I said, Food for the Soul, love that name. We have here Marco Legario, we have here Daniel, we have here Danette, we have here, several people more. Thank you very much for being here in the Facebook Live. For those that are connected in LinkedIn Audio Room, I always, after I finish the Facebook, I record it and I post it in YouTube, and I put it also in a post in both in Facebook and LinkedIn. So if you, for some reason, miss some part, or you want to share this to others, you can go back to my YouTube channel, or you can go to the link that I'm going to leave there in the post, where you can go back to the recording, okay? So I have that flexibility. And again, tell your friends that come to this show. This is a show where I'm going to, in some minutes, I'm going to open the mics to the people, express whatever they want to talk, because this is an open stage that the people can talk about what things about this matter, or if they have an opinion, or they want to make a question. So let's finish with the fifth tool that you have to use for your 2025 goals. Stay accountable and reflect regularly. What this means, accountability is important in the long term, because when you are accountable, you have a long-term commitment. What this means, that means that whatever happened, you have to take your responsibility. So if you're in a leadership position, you, for some reason, something is going bad, be honest with your employee and say, hey, I failed, I made a mistake, we're gonna make some tweaks. Whatever you have to do, be accountable. Don't blame others. This is a very, very bad thing that sometimes some leader does, that when something is going wrong, they begin to blame. They're gonna be seeking responsibles, and they are accountable. They are the leader decision makers. So when you're in that position, you have to not only be accountable yourself, but also the others. See, if somebody have the reason of some failure or whatever, everybody has to be accountable. So when you are accountable, you will set clear responsibilities. And again, that doesn't mean that you are going to be blaming somebody, but the people have to take responsibility for the situation. So be accountable is very important. So I'm going to repeat, then conclude here, what are the 5 tools that you have to set your 2025 goal. The first thing is reflect what happened this year. This is a good time. We're in November. reflect what happened this year. What were your success? What were your failures? If you had failures, what are the lessons learned? What you had to improve for next year? If you were successful, what you did good, you can enhance it and do it better. Visualize your ideal future. Pursue your dreams. Have your daydreams, but set clear goals, achievable goals, and that will allow you to be focused in having clarity and purpose. Break down your goals in a manageable way. Don't do it complicated. Do it in a way that you can follow them, track them, and begin to track them in a monthly basis and have quarterly comparisons so you can be checking balance how you're going. Do priority in your resilience and your flexibility and your adaptability, because when you're making those tracking, you can make adaptations. Remember, as I said, that the world is evolving. 2025, you don't know what's going to happen in 2025. So maybe some goals that you set there, you're going to have to change it or adapt it. So be prepared for that. Don't feel bad. Be prepared for that. And be accountable. Accept your responsibilities. Don't blame others, and be accountable. If you do those 5 things, you are going to set achievable and ambitious goals for next year. And remember, be focused in your dreams. Follow your dreams and find your purpose, and you will be successful, no matter how much you can fail, how much you can fall. Be focused and have faith. And have faith in yourself and have faith in God. So now I'm going to say that if you want to know more about this, and I'm going to open the mics in a few minutes, so anybody that wants to talk, please raise your hands. So there is an authority in this area. Let me put Dr. Ashad and Habib to the stage. I'm going to open the mics in a few minutes, Habib and Dr. Ashad. Let me open to. Okay, so I'm going to conclude here and give the opportunity to the people to speak about that. If you want to know more about this, there is an author called Brian Tracy, and he has a method that he's called the SMART goals. SMART, very easy. S, specific. M, measurable. A, achievable. R, realistic. And T, time bounded. So if you want to set your goals, S, be specific. Be clear. Be clear when you set the goals. Don't put a goal that is difficult to achieve. Something very, very narrow them. Be specific. Measurable. It's very important that you can measure the goals, because you have to have that check and balance. They have those monthly and quarterly measures, so it has to be measurable. Achievable. Don't put a goal that you cannot achieve. Then that, because that will make you have, anxiety, because you will never get there. So be achievable. Reliable, something that really resonates, that is important. A goal has to be something that is reliable for the company. And time bounded. Set boundaries. You want to do it in 1 month, in 2 months, in 10 months, in 6 months, whatever. That method, Brian Tracy, has been talked extensively. So set these. I'm going to open the mics. I'm going to give the opportunity to Dr. Ashad to begin to talk. Dr. Ashad, the mics are yours.
Thank you very much, Jose. You're a friend indeed. You might be thousands of miles away, but I've been so often to the US that you never know when I might come calling, or whenever you might come across to Pakistan, where I am located right now. But my hat's off to you. Sadly, we don't wear hats these days. But if I were to wear a hat, I would certainly take my hat off because the first thing that hit me about you is you're an oil man. I am also an oil man, and I've been into various goals that I've set in my life, and I've even coached those oil men also. One became president of British Petroleum, and another American company, I forget the name, but anyway. Now, since childhood, I've always dreamt the way you've mentioned, Jose. And I've dreamt of, I've got a British background, so like, as you know, probably, um, I dreamt about becoming Prince of Wales. As funny as it might seem, I never became that, obviously, but I had an Irish mother, and she's died of cancer, unfortunately, a very sad event. But I joined the military. People thought I'd make a general. I could have, but then I was disappointed with the fact I went into a war too quickly.
Wow.
And people died around me, good friends, comrades in action. So I joined this oil company with the major shareholding of a Middle East country. And there I learned a lot from William Brothers, an American company who actually coached one to become a perfectionist virtually. From there, you see, like my dreams never ended. Or should I say, like the goals you have mentioned. Yeah, and they must be achievable because we're all human beings. We all come under stress, and therefore it is important for us to ensure that stress does not overcome you, which did overcome me, and I ran into a heart attack in 2013. So I had to become a health fanatic after that. But I achieved everything in my life so far. I wanted to join a German company. I did, electrical engineering company. I went back to England with Hudson's in London, working for the three factories: telecommunications, broadcasting, and microwave links. I was director of international projects, went all over the world, meeting different people, different cultures, went very often to the United States, of course, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Malaysia, etc., African countries. And that's where I learned a lot about people, religions, cultures, and
¿Qué pasó? Something, there was a glitch in LinkedIn. Give me a second. Sorry, something happened. Oh, always LinkedIn is doing these things.
measurable goals. You've already mentioned SMART action plan. Now, I do believe that one should create that action plan and break them down into smaller goals or smaller tasks, as we say. Step by step sort of a procedure. And then you've got to lay priorities based on the importance and urgency in your particular life and whether it's doable or not. So you have to then develop a schedule and stick to it. If you don't stick to it, then I would say that anybody who doesn't stick to a schedule is totally not possible to achieve his dreams. And then finally, you've got to identify potential obstacles and draw up your own contingency plans. So it's focus on your progress, cultivate resilience, and then seek feedback all the time, and always encourage constructive criticism. That is extremely important because if you think that you are a great hero all the time, you never are. There are other people who might be better than you, so you've got to plan for other people to take over in the end also. Thank you very much, Jose. That's all for the time being. Thank you very much for having me on.
Well, you did a very great summary of what we were talking about. Exactly the same we were talking, exactly what you said, because as always, you always are very spot on in your comments. And one of the things that, as Dr. Achad said, is that don't feel that you know everything, that you're the hero. Because this is one of the biggest mistakes a leader has, that sometimes when you're in a leadership position and you're in the tallest position, you think that you know everything. And you have to be wise enough to know that you don't know. And when you don't have the answer, say, I don't have the answer. So it's very honest. Be humble. And one of the things that the good leader does is exactly that. When they recognize, they have the self-awareness that they don't have all the answers. But you have a team. You have people that can even sometimes can be smarter than you. And when you give them the opportunity to, because remember, when you bright and you shine, if you let your people bright and shine, you can be shining bigger. So because this is a ripple effect. You allow your team to shine their own. They can share their knowledge, and you have the openness, that have their feedback, have their opinions, allow them to participate sometimes in the decision making. And when they feel that you are taking care of them, you know what's going to happen. They're going to become loyal employees. And then anything that's going in your goals, even they can have solutions that maybe you don't see them. So that's something that's very important, that when you're in a leadership positions, don't feel that you know everything. Be humble and recognize that you need the others. So thank you for your share, Dr. Rashad, because very true. Habib, the mics are yours.
Good greetings, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Jose, and thank you for having me over here. Good greetings to Miss Allison, to Mr. Arshad, and to everyone in the listening lounge. I have a question, and this is according to the fifth point that Mr. Jose, you had shared about being accountable and keeping yourself accountable in terms of your goals. So for me, I struggle a lot with holding myself accountable on the aspect of not being able to achieve or not being able to keep that momentum for achieving my goals. And due to that, I tend to express my frustrations in a not so good way. So I am trying to improve myself in this area, and since 2024 is just ending, and there's a lot of goals that I want to accomplish in my life, because I feel like I'm just literally starting to live my life, and the next year's coming, but I don't want to wait for next year. I want to make the most of what the time I have right now, for every day, for every hour. And to make that happen, I don't want to feel like I am in a constant stress that this is not going to happen or this is not going to manifest. I want to take things in a pace that's manageable, that's convenient for me. It doesn't necessarily have to be comfortable for me, but it's convenient in a way that everything is going to happen. And right now, I feel like nothing is happening, and due to that, accountability is something that I'm struggling with a lot. So could you please give me some insights or give me some suggestions about how should I help myself to keep myself out of that restless phase of not being able to hold myself accountable, and also take things with a more grace, with a more compassionate way, so that I don't lash out at myself, I don't lash out at anyone else for that. I just try to believe in the process. So if you have any suggestions for me, I would really appreciate it.
Well, as I mentioned, and by the way, I remember you last week you were talking about more or less the same, and when I mentioned to you that, and I'm gonna say it again, you mentioned a word that for me is key. You said I have a lot of goals. So when you mention a lot, looks like a lot. So one of the things that is important, I don't know if you heard me, that when you set your goals, try to do it in a way that you really can achieve them, because sometimes you set some goals so difficult to achieve. So you have to have that, the enough wisdom to put goals that not so few but not so much, something that really you can achieve, and celebrate your victories, Habib. Don't be so hard with yourself. Celebrate those victories. Every time you have a victory, celebrate it. Celebrate it, because that will gain you trust in yourself. Because sometimes, as I said, when you create those goals so difficult to achieve, that sometimes leads you to frustration, because you feel that you're not going to be there. But at the same time, as I said, have the vision. If those are your dreams, if your goals are part of your dreams, how you see you in the future, continue going, my friend. Continue going. Don't think that if you didn't this year, it's not going to happen. Because again, the people that have been successful in life always have gone through several adversities. And talking about in my faith, if you go to the Bible, those great persons in the Bible, all of them went through a lot of things in their life. A lot. I'm not saying they went through a lot. But you know what happened? That all of them had faith. All of them have faith that they have their dreams, and they have a calling. And they have a calling. And at the end, they pursue and they achieve their goals. So anything that is going in your life, Habib, I feel, I see he's, I don't know if he left the stage or had a glitch, but if he's hearing me, don't feel bad, my friend. Continue. If you have your dreams, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And you said something that I like. I said it in the beginning. This year hasn't finished. We have still 2 months to happen. Maybe those goals that you didn't achieve in these 10 months, you're going to achieve at the end of the year. Because when you have faith, God can surprise you. Can happen things in your life that you are, in the moment that you are not expecting it. And believe me, that happens. Believe me, it happens. Because it happened to me. I'm not saying this because I'm a woo-woo. No, it happened because it happened to me. Things that I was not expecting, that I was dreaming, and it came to me in the way I was not expecting. It surprised me. But you know what is the difference? That I was prepared for that. So prepare for that. So when you get the surprise, you already are prepared for that moment. So pursue your dreams. If you feel that you are frustrated because you haven't achieved, that's not the right way to see this. If you continue pursuing them, you're gonna go and find your purpose. Be focused and clarity and find your purpose. I'm gonna give the mic to Christina that has the hands raising. Christina, okay, mics are yours, Christina.
Hi, thank you for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
I wanted to say that I have had a chat with Habib on the outside. I'm hoping to see him back in the room to see if it's effective, if he's hearing what you're saying, because it's really important what you have talked about, and I feel like a lot of people in the room could also appreciate those thoughts. So thank you for that. I had Habib take a look at bereavemently.ai just so he could reflect and address maybe something he needs to overcome before he starts diving back into that goals, and that's some of the anxiety and negative expression and self-talk he's giving to himself, and the feelings that he may be taking things out on others. Matthew, I was hoping to connect with also to advise me on some of the risks involved with using this type of AI. So I'm not sure if he could join in the room, but I sure would love to connect. And I know that Andre has raised his hand, and he could be of much help in this conversation based on his skill level. So that's enough for me. Thank you for having me.
Well, talking about Habib and talking about Matthew. Matthew, as I said, he's always talking about the ethics in AI, but not only that, he has a Christian vision. So when you combine the ethic with the Christian values, it's powerful. Because one of the things that are happening today, and I mentioned it, AI came and it's a reality. You cannot ignore AI because it's a reality. The only problem that I have with AI is the ethics behind the AI, because the AI can be powerful tools. The problem is not AI, it's how they are used. And the developers of AI, what type of control? Because again, I got kind of shocked the other day that I put it in ChatGPT, describe myself. That simple, describe myself. And ChatGPT wrote down a complete check who I was. And believe me, I got surprised. He knows a lot of me. He knows a lot of me because I'm always using it for because I see ChatGPT today. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I'm a very old-fashioned guy. Back in the days, I had a administrative assistant that I gave a letter and she wrote the letter. And what I did is I review, and if I was okay, I signed the letter and he was released the letter. I see ChatGPT like a virtual assistant. I give what I want to say, and then he bring me back something. I don't like it, I go back. He don't like it, I go back. And when I'm done, I publish that. This is the way I use AI. But the only thing is that AI is learning how I think. And that's where I have my conflict, because now he knows a lot of me. And can you imagine ChatGPT knowing a lot about millions of persons? The powerful that that tool can become, having the brain of millions of persons in one place. How that is going to be used? Who is going to use that information? So there is where it comes the ethics. So that's what I like, what Matthew is always doing. That he's talking about like reflections and awareness. How is the ethic on the AI? And again, with the Christian values. And talking about Habib, Christina, yeah, I agree with you. I heard him last week, and I got kind of concerned knowing how the people that are hearing me here, please, don't blame you so much. Don't feel, sometimes the people think that because they haven't achieved their goals and their dreams. Pursue your dream, my friends. Don't stop, never stop, never give up. I'm a testament of that. When I went through my hostage situation, I never let that determine what was going on in my life. I didn't, that was my circumstance. I was going through that situation. But I never felt that I was going to be there. I always was working to come back in a daily basis. I always was thinking that I needed to be strong in body, in soul, and in spirit to come back to my family. And let me say something else. I remember because I was in Venezuela with all the political prisoners of Venezuela, like 400 people. And I saw some of these guys. They didn't sleep. They were awaking all the night. You know what I did? I have a daily routine. I awoke at 6 a.m. in the morning and went to bed at 10. And during the weekends, I respected the Sundays, and I prayed like I was in a church service. And so I kept my routine. When I came back, I haven't lost my routine. I imagine those guys that were not sleeping. So now you become a burden to your family, because now you're like a zombie. So what I want to say to this is that no matter what is your circumstance today, don't visualize yourself how you are today. Visualize yourself where you want to be in the future. If you see you in the future, that you are successful in the business, work like it already happened. visualize it, work like it already happened, and have the faith that it's going to happen. And of course, use these tools that I'm giving to you today. Reflect, have a follow up, make the tweaks, adapt, be accountable. All the things that we talked today, do it, but never lose the focus. Never lose your focus. I'm going to give the mic to Matthew. Thank you, Matthew, coming to the stage because he has a lot to say about AI. Matthew, the mics are yours. The mics are yours, Matthew. The mics are yours, Matthew.
Sorry, Jose, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Very good, very good. I don't have a lot to say because I wasn't expecting to come on, but I will leave these thoughts with the audience. Wonderful discussion, by the way. And it was in answer to the lovely lady who's just asked about what I think about AI. You're right. There's nothing wrong with AI, Jose. There is a tremendous problem with human stupidity and greed. I would just like the audience to ask themselves this question. If you knew in 2023 that the most powerful AI company in the world, who owns certain platforms that we all speak on, sacked its entire ethics committee last year, 2023, when the most powerful AI, what we would call virus, was released on humanity called the wonderful ChatGPT 4. So I am constantly asking people on LinkedIn just to reflect, what does that mean for society when big tech is removing ethics from how we code the future of something that is going to permeate every industry, every way of life, and in the way that it's affecting our youth. You know, my last post was on the young man who took his life after falling in love with a chatbot. Now, that only happened because the company that allowed him to fall in love with the chatbot allowed certain algorithms to manipulate this young person. Okay? So I am constantly asking 1 billion business people on LinkedIn, we need to reflect on who is coding this most powerful technology in human history. First time in history where we can actually hand over our power to what Yoel Noah Harari says, an alien force. It's not artificial intelligence anymore. It's an alien entity amongst us. So they're the two questions I would love people to reflect upon. Why would major companies sack their ethics committee? Okay? Now, I don't want to spell it out for you. Go on to ChatGPT and ask who sacked their ethics committee in 2023. And I hope it shocked you all. Because it has shocked the Pope and the Vatican. And they have now come together on a thing called the Call to Rome. And it is uniting every major faith in the world for AI ethics. And he will possibly be the first pontiff to speak at the next NATO summit over his concerns about AI and the future. I love AI. There is nothing wrong with the AI. There's a great problem with human stupidity and greed. And we as a species had better get on top of this and very, very fast. That's all I have to say, Jose.
Well, thank you, Matthew. And I said, I always appreciate your post because you're always putting the people to think about this. And every time I see Matthew's post, I get more concerned. But yeah, I hope the AI don't become the prediction of what you see in the Bible, in the book of Revelation. That it's scary. The reality that AI is scary is not the tool itself. Is as Matthew said, is the stupidity and the greed of the human mankind. So I believe that there's going to be a topic. Maybe we're going to have a topic related to AI. So we're coming now to the end we're coming to the end. So thank you, the people that they joined today's room. I'm gonna say again, we have here Naomi, we have Angie, Lisa, Cheryl, Priyanka, Tusnildi, Shirley, Kibitsby, Dr. Fortune, Michael, Curtis, Tia, Esther, Neofar, Anisha, Charito, and Matthew, of course, Dr. Arshad, Christina, Alison, Habib. I don't know what happened with Habib. I would love, Christina, that you connect with Habib. I'm going to try to chat with him because unfortunately, Habib is a young person because I told him that last week, I believe he's in the 30s, something like that. And he's a young guy. He's beginning his life, my friends. The young people don't have to feel bad if he has a complete life going. So don't feel, because that's one of the things that today I really concerns me, how the Gen Z people are sometimes so rude with themselves. So don't feel that way. If something didn't happen this year, continue pursuing. And my final recommendation: have clarity and have purpose. And have faith in yourself and faith in God, and pursue your dreams. So I'm going to finalize today here with this reflection. Alison, if you want to say something?
I just want to say thank you again to everyone who joined in, and be sure to invite somebody when you're coming in next time. All right, and of course, Jose, it is always a pleasure to, to help you with this audio room. And I just want to say thank you again, and have a great day, everyone.
Okay, bye everybody. We're gonna, at the count of 3, we're gonna finish. Thank you very much, everybody.